I have no idea why I don't use more of these palettes. Look at that colour. This is the Made by Mitchell Head in the Clouds palette. I'm wanting to do a green spotlight eye, although in this palette there's a lot of yellows. But I have here the Feet on the Ground palette. Yeah, so in this palette here we have more greens. Oh, my energies. A bit of yellow. So I have prepped my lids with the P. Louise eyeshadow base. I'm going to take a shadow shield. At this point, I just use shadow shields because I'm lazy. They just come in so handy, too handy. Even if I'm wanting to do a bit of a wing, I'm whipping out a shadow shield. So whenever it comes to doing a spotlight eye, I always like to go for at least a couple of brushes, 4 or 5 at least. It definitely is the type of eye makeup look that you're going to want a lot of patience, and it's going to require a lot of blending. So patience and blending, and obviously your brushes are definitely like the key to getting like the perfect blend and everything. So I always like to take a like packing brush, and this is obviously going to be my starting brush to pack on that shadow, and then of course, no brainer, my blending brushes. I always like to take a mixture of maybe 2 or 3 depending on the shape and size, and as you can see they're quite petite because obviously with it being a spotlight eye we're going to be doing blending on the inner and outer corner and not all over the lid, if that makes sense. So we're going to do precise blending, small blending, so we're going to be going with smaller brushes so we're able to do that precise blending, you know. So I'm going to be taking my Buff and Blending Emma Fleming 04 brush. If you have this collection, great. Use that one. But if you don't, another one I absolutely love, this is the Morphe M562. I actually have so many of these wee brushes. They're brilliant, really good, and as you can see it's a nice wee small petite blender, very flexible, so you're going to get a really nice blend with it. And then this is also from Morphe. This is the M200, which is a wee bit of a bigger, fluffy round crease brush, but as you can see it's more of a domed shape, so I like to use this for like my second to last shade, just to smoke and buff everything out. So I'm going to start with, oh my goodness, look at my nails. Please don't mind my nails, they're extremely chipped. So I'm going to start with, what shade is this? Oh, Venom, the shade here. I'm taking my first brush, which is a packing brush, and I'm going to start just packing this on the outer and inner corner. And I'm just going to be packing this shade just up to just the crease really, because you don't want to pack it or bring it up too high. It obviously depends on your preference and what type of makeup look or spotlight eye you're going for. Stanley, can you not? What you doing? You're not getting in that drawer. She now knows the drawer that I keep my beauty blenders in. And sometimes I accidentally leave it open and I now find beauty blenders all around the house. You are so cute. I love you. But yeah, as I was mentioning there, I'm just going to be packing this shade on just up to my crease. And then that's going to give us a bit of space to do our blend. Taking no more product, I'm just going to go around the edges and give that shade just a wee blend, just a wee diffuse, just at the edges. So whenever you're going to go and blend it now and enter just another shade, it just means that it's going to be easier to blend than blending out a harsh line. I want to enter just this shade. Is this too green against this green? And then I'm not too sure if that's too pale or not. Oh no. I think this shade of green here is going to be too pale, but then I don't like this shade of green, but we're gonna, I think we'll just take it anyway. Applying this just straight away, just using blending motions. And of course not to worry about the center. I never worry about the center of the lid, because usually, unless you're going completely matte in there or leaving it blank, I always go in with a shimmer, so I never worry about it because it's going to be covered or hidden. Usually whenever I'm trying to blend two shades in together, at the join of the two shades, I quite like to go pretty harsh with my blending. Not obviously really hard and rough, but I like to give a really good firm blend. And once I come gradually up, I like to lay off my pressure and just do really light strokes of blending. Then back into that first brush and first shade, I'm going to build up the pigment on the outer and inner corner. Of course, as we go through the colours and the shades, building everything up and blending, we always do lose a wee bit of the intensity of each shade, but of course we always like to go back and just re-intensify it. Now I'm going to go into, I'm not going to go into this yellow. Just taking a wee bit of this because this is pretty neon. But here's the thing, I'm hoping that if I overlap this onto the shade that we just applied, it will look green, like a nicer shade of green. What? Is that right? Are you telling stories? Oh no! Hmm? What's wrong? Hmm? What's wrong, darling? Oh, you like those chin scratches? Oh, there's. I was going to take this bright yellow shade. So I'm just using this yellow and introducing it just right at the very edge, like up in the brow bone really. And a wee bit just at the outer edge. Again, going back in and just packing on that first shade with the first brush just to re-intensify it. Taking my Morphe brush with a wee bit of green on it, the second shade. So I just like going back and forth through those brushes and shades and just perfecting everything. For the centre, I'm going to add a bit of a shimmer. Oh, I just swatched those two shades with the same finger. So this shade and this shade, they're very, very similar. I don't really think it matters, to be honest. I think they'll look exactly the same on the lids, so do you know what? We could actually just mix them. And then wiping that brush off and not taking any more product on it, I'm going to go and just tap at the edges. So at the outer corner here, I'm going to pat this way. It's going to blend the shimmer into the outer corners so that the shimmer doesn't look just pressed on and it doesn't like blend out. That's one thing I hate, is just shimmer shades just plunked on the lids and they don't look blended. And the other way, just back and forth. And then when it comes to the inner corner, the same technique. Obviously if you go over too far or too much, you can go back and add a wee bit of the matte shadow and then clean off the brush again and do the same on the other side. No, oopsies. Okay, I'm gonna keep that on. Going to do a wee bit of eyeliner now. This is the What's Up Beauty eyeliner. Vitamin Rich Moisturising Primer. This is the one from Primark. I swear the pumps in these foundations never work. Chroma cover from Be Perfect. She Glam concealer. She Glam foundation balm to cream bronze. Quitty Airspun powder. Be Perfect foundation powder. I'm just going to use this to set the rest of my face. Not going to add too much highlight because this blush has a bit of a glow to it. Is this lip combo starting to get a wee bit boring? Makeup Revolution Stiletto and this extremely expired lipstick from L'Oreal. This is Jordana Tasha. TMI, I think? Yeah. TMI. Oh! Oh, they smell so good. They smell like John Dodgers. I am loving this makeup look. Look how nice that mascara is made my lower lashes look. That's the Climax mascara from NARS. And this lip looks really nice as well. I just want to put a wee bit of gloss, not too much, but just a wee bit of shine. Thanks all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.